first thing you notice about question 13 is that it's 10 marks. You can't get 0 on this. This is worth sort of a grade, well, more than a grade, almost 2 grades. And there's lots and lots to do. So having a look at this, I see that I'm talking about a normal. So the hint to me is that we're going to have to differentiate this thing. Let's start trying to differentiate this. I'm going to differentiate y equals x ln x. And I can see this is a product. So I'm going to split it into its 2 parts. This differentiates to 1. Ln x differentiates to 1 over x. And so I've got dy by dx equals ln x, these 2 things times together, plus 1. That's the gradient. Now the point we're talking about is the point P. The point P is at x is equal to E. At x is equal to E, dy by dx equals ln E plus 1. Well, ln E is 1, and 1 is 2. So we're already making inroads into this. So the normal. Well, if I want to find out what the normal is, the normal has got a gradient of the negative reciprocal of this. So we've got a negative a half here. And we've also still got those 2 values. It goes through x is e and y is e. So y take away the y number equals gradient x take away the x number. Just tidying that up. Y equals minus a half x, timesing that out. What have I got there? I've got a half of an e there and another one there. So I've got 1.5 e's there. Well, I've found the equation of the normal. Now you might be thinking, well, why on earth did I do that? And so you step back for a minute and try and think what you're trying to do. We've just found out what the equation of this line down here is. Well, that'll help us find out what that point there is. So at that point there, at this point there, y is equal to 0. And so I've got 0 equals minus a half x plus 3 over 2e. So that point there, x, is equal to 3e. Right, so if that's 3e, and we know that that point there is e, then I can do a lot of this already. I want to find out the area of that triangle. The area of that triangle is the base there to there, which is 2e, times by the height, which is there to there, which is e, and halve it because it's a triangle. So that area is just e squared. That bit there is e squared. All right, well, what about this bit here? Well, this bit here is going to take some integration. I change colour, so we need to integrate from there to there of x ln x dx. All right, well, we know that's e there, and I suppose you don't even know what that point there is, do we? So when is x ln x equal to 0? When is this curve equal to 0? Well, either it's when x is equal to 0, well, that's there, or when ln x is equal to 0, and so that is when x is equal to 1. So we're going the integral from 1 to e of x ln x. This is one of those integration by parts where you do it with the ln x being equal to u. dv by dx is equal to x, and so v is a half x squared. And you've got u times v, these 2 things times together, a half x squared ln x minus the integral of the 2 things you've just worked out. So that's that. And so this integral gives this. And we're going between 1 and e. Well, where am I going to do that? Well, because let's just pause and get some space. Right, so just looking at what we've got this part here, which we're going to need to put those values in. We've also got the e squared from the triangle there, so let's just bring that down as well. And let's just try and work with that now. We just need to put those bits together. So putting the e in here, I've got a half e squared, ln of e is 1, and then I've got a quarter e squared, minus putting the 1 in there, well the ln of 1 is 0, and I've got minus a quarter there, and then I'm also adding the e squared at the end there. So I've got a quarter e squared here and another e squared altogether, so that's 5 over 4 e squared minus a quarter is plus a quarter. There's the answer that I've got. But there's lots to do. Now, if you can get all the way through it, really well done. If not, I would really want to see the differentiation here. We'd want to see the integration. I mean, it's clear that you're going to have to integrate it at some point to get some marks. Don't just tap it in the calculator, because it does say you need to leave it in that form. So there's a lot to do.